What is going on today, guys? Sticks10 here, and today we're going to take another look at the Boulder Cup. In these matches, here's the team of 6 that I'm using. I'm actually only going to use, though, the core 3. So I'm going to lead Medicham. We're going to go in and then Swampert, and then in my safe switch-in spot is Skarmory. So you can see here, led with it into Swampert, so I can double shield and win and I should be okay with those pups going, because as soon as I start getting the power built up, it's just doing so much damage. My counters are doing so much damage to Swampert that it's not a great matchup, and I just have to shield his hydro cannons. Even though he is getting his hydro cannons off, Mudshot is not doing enough damage. So you can see he did double shield. I actually don't have to shield this one, and I still come out okay. So we save a shield. He didn't shield my first one, so 1 shield apiece right now, and I still have a little bit of health left, but I'm going to be getting off quite a bit of damage here. And then we get another pup off, and I can actually, I believe I switch out here into Skarmory, and he automatically switches to his Skarmory, which is the right move there, because you don't want Skarmory to get the energy advantage. As soon as it starts getting the energy advantage, you're in trouble. He didn't have the double shield, so he couldn't win that situation, so his best option is to switch into Skarmory. So you can see Skarmory. This is going to be a match you see a lot in Boulder Cup. The mirror, Skarmory v. Skarmory. Everybody should have a Skarmory on their team. It is one of the core 3 I think you need to bring. And the reason here is that it's not as dominant as the original Boulder Cup, but it still is it's top 3 for sure. So you can see we're just getting off sky attacks, and he's got just enough left, but we switch into Swampert to absorb this last one. We'll build up a little bit of energy here, and gets a pup off. And as soon as we can get to Hydro Cannon, we can spend his last shield on that. There we go. And we get that. And you can see we may be able to get to one more. We do. And so there we go. We get another Hydro Cannon off. Take him down. And then Skarmory. We actually faint out Skarmory with just another mud shot. So GG there. You can see he brings Torterra versus our Medicham. This is going to be one of the situations where Medicham cannot win if they double shield their Torterra, so I switch out to Skarmory. And the main reason I switch out there is because I want to spend one of the shields that Torterra would need. And so my Medicham, if it has to come back in, I can get it back in. Once again, I switched to Skarmory because it has the most positive matchups. For the most part against his team. You can see here I actually sack my Skarmory. I don't necessarily have to. I could have shielded there, and I could have got one against the Medicham, or against the Swampert, but we bring Medicham back out, get another pup off, and now we're going to start spending our shields, save us from those hydro cannons. He actually swaps out back into Torterra, but at this point, I'm in a very good position. I can hit pups, and I can win this fight because I've already built up some energy. He actually decides to sack his Torterra there. We'll see what's coming in. I've got a pup ready to go. We do hit the pup into Skarmory. And let's see what he's going to do. I swap into Swampert. 1 shield 1. I can probably win because I'll be able to get off a couple hydro cannons. It will take 2 hydro cannons to KO Skarmory. So it's going to be a close matchup here. We'll see if we can get both of them off. He actually swaps, nice sacrificial swap there of his Swampert. I'm not able to... I had already hit it by the time he was switching. So good swap by him to save that Skarm. Let's see. I don't know if this is going to knock me out. It's going to be really close, and I've got Medicham in the back. So Medicham comes in, and yeah, there's bye-bye Skarmory. So GG there. So you can see here, they are running the core 3 plus some several off meta picks. Breloom is a throwback to the old days, and you can see Breloom was good because it was one of the few fighters that had grass moves, or it was one of the few that had grass moves that were viable for this cup. Now it is not as good because Medicham is just so dominant. You can see we basically take out Breloom with very little effort there. It brings in Skarmory, and we're just going to fight it down for a little bit. We bring in Swampert, shield up this sky attack. But I think that's why this team works fairly well together. You get a lot of shield pressure from everyone, except Skarmory doesn't have as much shield pressure, but there you're just knocking things down, and it is fairly dominant. I think the core 3, and then if you add like Bronzong, Torterra, Lucario, Gallade, something like that to the core, I think you get a very good team. And I think that's one of the good things about this meta is it's fairly defined. There aren't a lot of options available that are really, really good. You can see he used Magcargo here. Magcargo is something that was dominant in the original Boulder Cup because it was one of the few hard counters to Skarmory. But unfortunately, it wasn't that great in that cup, and it's even worse now because of Swampert with Hydro Cannon. That really changed the meta a lot and got rid of some of those harder counters to Skarmory. So if we do look, you can see Swampert or Medicham versus Skarmory here. We hit a pup. I'm going to take down that Skarmory. Let's see what happens here. Hits a sky attack. We do block that. I can double shield and win this matchup. We'll see if I choose to. He does use a shield. And now at this point it's a race. He does get off another sky attack. So we do save ours because we have enough energy built up. We'll be able to do another pup to whatever comes in. And then we will likely swap. And we do swap to Swampert. Shields are down, so this is going to do... I'll be able to do quite a bit on this Hydro Cannon. I think that's why it's so dominant. It's just Hydro Cannon. You can get to him so quickly and everything. So you can see almost takes down his health, and I'll be able to get to another one. So definitely, I think the core, like I've been running, is the core you're going to want to at least have on your team. And then those 4 that I mentioned. I do have Melmetal on my team, just as a hard counter to Skarmory. But you don't need it. And I actually didn't run it in any of these 4 matches, but just to give you some idea of what you could use at least. And we switch into Medicham there, and we do finish those battles. Hopefully you guys enjoyed those battles, get some ideas of why that's the core of the Boulder Cup, and just what to look for and some of the matchups that you can have with those. If you guys enjoyed the video, leave a like, leave a comment. Let me know what you guys are doing for your local Mirror Cups. I am probably going to cover regionals and one other I may cover. We'll see. If you guys have anything else, let me know. Make sure you guys have subscribed to the channel if you haven't already. And I do appreciate y'all as always, and keep on battling.